go. This is loose. So remember, we're able to lift this valve cover and get this guy out of there. But this thing has small little 2 little plastic pieces, like little spacers. So what I like to do is I like to grab the injector, slowly lift them. Sometimes they're stuck in there. So remember, we did the engine, so they're pretty easy. So you might have to yank it a bit. But all these lines are out, and these injectors are pretty easy to take out from right here. Take a look right here. You see this? This is the reason why we took out we released the valve cover a bit, and the whole rail just comes right out just like that. I'm gonna just twist it and make it a little straight. This is fine just like that, and there's our injectors. So these are the seals right here. These are the little seals we're gonna change on these injectors. So how they come off, you simply just turn them off. But let's take a moment, and we're gonna get a little bucket to drain out because this has pressure inside. Okay, so come closer, guys, take a look. So what I want to do is, this injectors, they have pressure in them, and like I said, if you let the engine run, that's a good idea. So I'm gonna simply just grab the injector, cover it a bit so the pressure can just go down into the bucket here. It's not a lot of pressure in there. There you go. So the pressure usually has a lot of pressure in it, but there it is. This is the injector seal. This one here, and then there's one down here. So we're gonna change these babies on these guys. So we took out one of the injector, so it has a seal here and a seal. We only need 2 seals. These boxes probably gonna come with 3. So here's a standard brand, and there's a part number SK97. You could buy it in a standard, or you could buy it in an intermotor. Intermotor is gonna be SK97, same part number, different brand, but they're the same thing. So you need 4 for 4 injectors. So what we have here is, like I said, it's gonna be 3 seals in here. So the 3rd seal is probably for a different brand of a vehicle, but we're gonna use the 2 that we need. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I am gonna cover up the hole right there. So first thing first, I'm gonna clean up the dirt around where the seal is gonna sit. There you go. Remember, we did the engine, we cleaned before, so ours is pretty clean. So use a vacuum, that's what we originally did. So I want to do that to that hole, and I'm using this socket to cover the internal hole so nothing goes inside. And I'm going to give it a little bit more rinse right there. Same thing here. All 4 holes got to be clean, and one more over here, and that's it. Just a little piece of tissue with the lubricant on it. So just go around it. If you got a Q-tip, that'd be the best thing. Just go around it so you can lubricate, and plus you're gonna clean any little single dirt and debris in there. But once you get new seals in, you're gonna be perfectly good. And that's it. Look at the shiny hole. They're shiny, nice and good. All right, so now it's time for us to change the seals. So inside this package, we got 3 seals. So match up the seals you're gonna need. So we got this crazy looking seal. It got like a little lip to it, just like that. It has a small little lip to it. So we're not using that. We need the flush one. One is like flat surface from both sides. This packaging is just stupid. And there's an O-ring, so we're gonna use both of those. So this is what we're gonna use: this little guy and this little guy. So let me go get my injector. So what we're gonna do is, this little seal right here, just use a pick. Even though this wasn't leaking, if this leaks, you're gonna have fuel leaking. But since it comes with the kit, we can just replace it. And this little seal is gonna give you a hard time because it's really brittle, and it's like a hard plastic now instead of a soft. You see how? So this wouldn't make a good seal. That's why it was leaking, because it turned into like a hard plastic. So definitely wasn't gonna make a good seal. There you go. That baby comes off. So what we're gonna do here is, I'm gonna go get 2 new seals. So new injector, Toyota, Scion, whatever you got. Not a new injector, new seal. This baby sits in there just like that. And this little guy right here. Okay, this little guy is gonna go right here. Don't stretch it, just slide it, slip it right on. Bada bing, bada boom. That baby's in. So I'm gonna do the same thing for all 4 injectors. Okay, we're not done yet. So this injector still got to go in there. So what I like to do is a little bit to the side. I like to put a little bit of any type of lubricant will do. You don't want to put too much because you don't want it to go internally onto the fuel system. And a little bit of here and a little bit here. You could do this one at the end when you're ready to slide in, but you could do it right now. So once you have this little guy, what you want to do is make sure the surface is clean in there. So you just take this little guy and you wiggle your way in there, and it should just slip in there. If you cut that seal by any chance, sometimes it can get pinched, and then you will start to see leaks. So observe it once it's done, and you might got to go back and redo the job. But anyway, that's done. We're gonna move on to the next one. So I'm gonna take this little guy. Remember, pressure is already out. There's no more pressure in here. So I'm gonna just pull this guy out. Same thing. Let's take this off. Let's take this little guy out of here. And this little guy, look at that. Look how nasty that plastic is. It's cracked into pieces. It definitely wasn't going to make a good seal there. And that's done. And we're all good and set there. Gonna walk through another set of seal here, and after that I'm not going to show you guys. You can do the other 2 on your own. That's how you're going to change the seal on your injectors on your Toyota or a Scion. So if you got lean conditions, most likely it's your intake gasket or this little baby, or it could be something else. So you're really gonna have to find out just by putting this on by putting your scan tool on, and this little guy just slips right on. There's no top or bottom. I don't see any difference on either side, so it's perfectly good. So a little bit more of WD-40 on my finger, tip of my finger. And a little bit there and a little bit right there. And these can fall off, so make sure you pay attention to these. So what we're gonna do here is just wiggle it on there. And that's it. Do the same thing for the rest of them and you're good to go. Okay, I got all 4 injectors prepped onto the rail. Put a little bit of lubricant in all of them. Okay, pay attention, they don't fall down because they can fall down as you go. So make sure right here, you see these little plastic piece right here, this little spacer and this little spacer here, make sure they both are on. So what I want to do here is I'm going to lift up the valve cover and I'm going to get this guy in there. And once you put the valve cover back down, make sure your seal is properly in there. So here goes nothing. So remember the loop on the rail has to be the same way. And we're going to just guide this guy. So struggling here. I'm going to go out with the injector rail. I'm going to come back. There you go. I guess I'm going to have to slip these in, position them in the angle that I want. And then there you go. That's more better. So position them just straight down, facing down, not up. And make sure your seals are still on. And there you go. Make sure they go on straight. Okay, I got this side back out. There you go. Perfect. Make sure all 4 of your injectors go straight into the hole where they belong. Okay. And you're probably going to have to play around with this a little bit. And once I have it in there, we're going to come back and look at it. Okay, so I got all 4 injectors sitting properly and it's flush. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put the bolts on, hand tight, nice and flush. Just make sure your injectors are into the blades. And once you're done, it doesn't end there. You still gotta check to see if there's any leaks, okay? Because the injectors can leak from the upper seal because you already disturbed the housing, but you got no option but to do that. This is tight, and something went wrong here. Never mind, I thought my connector was pinched in there, so pay attention to your harness. That's in. Bada bing, bada boom. Nice and tight. And what we're gonna do is I'm gonna lock up everything, put everything back together, and then we're gonna fire up the car and you guys will see that. So make sure you put all the connectors, all the bolts, all the vacuum lines together, and we'll come back.